What did
Wow.
all governments around the world the very next week do in May of 2020? We talked about it on your show. That's when the FDA, the HHS, Health and Human Services, the NIH all started doing interviews in the media, telling the world a great big lie that smokers were the most affected by COVID and were dying worldwide. That wasn't true. They just flat out lied to you. And then they said nonstop ever since, there's no better time to quit smoking, America, than right now. Smokers are at the highest risk for COVID. Well, why were they lying? There was no scientific study on earth that said smokers were at the highest risk for COVID. In fact, every single study confirmed it was exactly the opposite. They had to lie to you. Why? Smokers weren't getting sick and they would never sign up for the vaccine agenda, and they needed people signing up for the vaccine agenda. So it was an injection in every single arm. That was the whole goal of COVID. And they needed to kill a whole bunch of old people with remdesivir, midazolam, morphine in hospitals and nursing homes all around the world, and to lie to you that COVID was killing people. So you would be scared. You would lock yourself down, wear masks, and inject yourself in Home Depot parking lots by people that don't even know how to use syringes. But you all volunteered yourselves and your families and loved ones with a bunch of toxic suggestions and recommendations. Anyway, it was a total setup, total lie. They're telling you you're not going to be able to get access to any of this by the year 2030 whatsoever in this country. Cigarette, snuff, patches, gums, it doesn't matter. They're going to destroy nicotine products commercially 100%. So then I showed the audiences, remember, nicotine is not a toxic drug, addictive drug. It's actually a nutrient. But they've been making it out to be a bad villain, and it is not. It is a nutrient found in many plants, not just the tobacco plant. Every plant you see on the screen has high amounts of nicotine in it. Eggplants have the second highest amount of nicotine of any plant on Earth. And if you keep going down, one more slide, this is a summary slide of some of the highest content of nicotine in veggies. You'll see eggplant has the highest amount for the list of vegetables. You'll also see pureed tomatoes and green tomatoes have the second highest amounts of nicotine. So there are multiple vegetables. Your nightshade vegetables have the highest amounts of nicotine, period. And there are studies that actually prove that there are many diseases that can be improved if individuals just eat high nicotine containing veggies, such as Parkinson's disease, such as, there we go right there. Can dietary nicotine help fight Parkinson's disease? And if you go to the next slide, very first sentence, they highlight that there are a number of studies that support that dietary nicotine, eating nicotine from vegetables, can slow down, reverse, or even cure Parkinson's disease. All been told a different story your whole life, that nicotine is addictive and toxic and bad for you and causes cancer. No, it doesn't. But you've all been lied to. I've been lied to. We all believed it, but we never asked for the evidence to support that narrative, probably because we all just hate the way tobacco smoke smells. But you have to understand, nicotine also has been bastardized for a massive benefit to the pharmaceutical drug industry. In this presentation, I actually show you not only is nicotine being destroyed and lied about 24/7 in the media and by your medical professionals, that it is addictive and causes cancer. Not only are they lying to you about that in preparations for the pandemic they called COVID-19. And yes, saying nicotine is addictive and toxic and dangerous is a part of the plan all along for COVID-19 to be able to be successful as an agenda. Since 1994, they've been working on this agenda with nicotine. Nicotine can be a preventative agent, even from tobacco products, as a cure for multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, ulcerative colitis, arthritis. I mean, how many people are being treated with drugs for arthritis in this country and around the world? Nicotine is a cure for that. Did you know nicotine is a cure for sepsis? Did you know that nicotine in any product, food or patches or gums or injection, has been used to cure mammals of type 1 diabetes for decades? I mean, how much insulin is being sold to people, not being told that nicotine found in those plants could be a potential cure for your type 1 diabetes insulin production problem? Why doesn't any endocrinologist who treats a diabetic, how come they've never been told in a single medical journal, medical conference, or any class that nicotine was found to be a cure for type 1 diabetics. Why haven't they been told that? All right. They took those same mammals after creating a brain tumor, glioblastoma, in less than 72 hours. And while we were all being locked down, they were injecting those same animals with 3 days worth of nicotine and dissolved every brain tumor by half in just 3 days with nicotine.
Wow.
So you can dissolve brain tumors with nicotine. Oh my God, seriously. Did you know that they've done studies for decades that they can actually reverse the violent behavior and the antisocial behavior of autistic adults and children with nicotine patches?
Really?
Yeah. How many drugs are being prescribed to the autistic spectrum children? How many medications are being prescribed to arthritis victims, digestive inflammatory conditions like ulcerative colitis, neurological diseases like MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's? And I show the audiences 3 studies that schizophrenia is cured with nicotine.